futuristic mirror.
But that was in Hamilton, yeah. Last time we were here.
I won't lie, I like the poncho. I would wear that.
Listen, you look good in that, money. Well, no matter what John Michael Bianco wears to the ring, he comes with an unblemished record. He's barely lost a round in his professional career. He was stung in the last fight at one point against Sam Moses. But again, that was one of the more impressive things about his victory, is that he dealt with that adversity and came back the way he did.
There isn't many fighters with this little fights that I'm this high on. I see the potential in this young man, and it gives me hope. There's really good things going on in Canadian boxing right now. He's looking good.
I think he's ready. I mean, when you think about, I mean, for both Ryan and John, we're only just over 2 months away, literally a day or two over 2 months ago that they were in the ring, getting victories back in Hamilton. They're fresh, they're ready. And John Michael Bianco, as we spoke about again midweek, Manny, you and I, has a big 2024 ahead of him. Got his trunks from the same place you got your jacket, Manny.
Christmassy feel to it.
North Sydney, here we go. This bout is brought to you by Boston Pizza Sydney and Dirty Devil Vodka. It is scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. The man in charge of the action, once the bell sounds, Mr. Craig Smith. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, my right, wearing the black trunks with the silver trim. He weighed in at 164 pounds even. He has a professional record of 5 wins, only 2 defeats, 2 draws. From Guadalajara, Mexico, please welcome Bryam Galvez. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my left, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at 168 pounds even. He is undefeated. 6 wins, no defeats, out of Mississauga, Ontario, J Money, John Bianco.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Bianco and Bryam Galvez in the center of the ring with referee Craig Smith. Barry Eagert is actually from California, so we'll let him off with Mississauga, Ontario. As we look at the tail of the tape, Manny, tell us what you see, mate.
You know, similar age, similar height, similar wins.
It's not similar, it's exactly the same, Manny.
Here's the kicker for me. The fact that Galvez has 2 draws. I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Be wary of a fighter that has draws. It's an indication that they know how to be in a tough fight. They know how to be in a fight that they're losing and still pull it out to the point where it ends up being a draw. Usually a sticky fighter, a guy that gives people complicated rounds.
Spoke to Jose Rodriguez last week in Vancouver, as he had a couple fighters competing there. And he told me that Bryam Galvez is more than capable of making this a very tough contest, if nothing more.
So far in the opening 30 seconds here, we're just feeling each other out. Galvez hasn't really landed anything.
Nice little overhand right by Galvez. I think Bianco's the type of fighter he's just computing at this point.
I will say the box recs, the tail of the tape said they were both 5'11", but there's something.
I think there's a bit of skullduggery on the behalf of the Mexicans, isn't there?
I think that's 5'11" with the currency exchange.
Well, we're closing in on the halfway point in round 1.
Galvez just egging John Michael on, just smiling at him.
I think the difference in 5'11s from Mexico to Canada is playing a bit of a role right now.
It's like those shoes when you buy them and you got the Euro size, messes you up.
Yeah, there's been lost in translation. I think it allows John to stay stay tall, so to speak.
And you know, he's got the shorts pretty high up there. He's rocking the teal look. Looks like he's somebody's uncle at a barbecue right now.
I always wonder about the weight of a pair of shorts like that, when a pair of trunks when you're fighting at this level, and will that, you know, can that play a part in any way?
Well, we don't have to contend with weather as much as in the past, but you know, it's definitely something to think of. John Michael's shorts look like they were made out of my jacket.
Galvez's game, he's looking to fire decent shots. He's been a little short so far, but still finding the range as we close in on 30 seconds to go. John Michael out of the southpaw stance for a moment.
Good shot to the body by John Michael. I think he definitely needs to target that area. Seems ripe for the picking.
10 seconds left here inside the Emirates Centre as John Michael Bianco, I believe, is starting to find his range. Good round in the bank. John Michael Bianco with head trainer Sean Fulgencio. They're fighting out of Mississauga, Ontario. Another young coach. Another young coach who's doing well. Talk about young coaches, you don't think about it because Stevie Bailey's been on the scene so long, but he's not really old. He's only 35, 36 years of age, Stevie.
I've been saying it for a while now. There's definitely a new crop of...
Same with Jesse Thompson. He can't be much older than that, really.
No, Jesse Thompson, Bailey, Mike Moffa. Earlier tonight, the Sayer brother, father and son duo.
Of course.
You know, Mike Moffa, Giuseppe Moffa. There's a lot of translation there.
Take a points out John Michael Bianco in the corner. If you look at the focus in his eyes when he's chatting, he's fully there with Sean Fulgencio. I know we're only one round in, but I don't think that will change as we move through the contest. Round two, Manny.
Going down to the body a bit more now with the right hand, which I like. I think if Bianco just targets the body a little bit more, gives himself a round or two, just punishing this dude's body, he's going to find that his feet will slow down and he'll be there waiting at the end of the road for him.
Short left hook attempted by Galvez.
Bianco definitely the one putting the pressure on here. Galvez been on the back foot the majority of the fight so far. Hasn't really landed much. Complaining to the referee about the shot to the back of the head.
This is the second time in succession that John Michael Bianco has been the co-feature to the Ryan Rozicki headline.
I don't think we're too far away from, you know, provided we get a win here tonight, that JM can headline his own show. We're not too far away at all.
I think he's the type of fighter that can be promoted and can be marketed well.
Look for him to start putting his fighter. He's going to start putting his punches together here. There you go. Fans, if you're watching at home, JM lands more than 3 punches, don't blink. Big check hook for JM to walk in there. Galvez seems content to be sitting in the corner.
I think there's already an element of survival mode for Galvez. And these are the type of riddles that John Michael Bianco will want to solve at these stages in his career.
Well, like I said, you know, he's still a sticky fighter. Those draws are not from nowhere. You could definitely see why he's capable of giving those tough rounds to fighters.
He's getting in there. He's finding himself his way in to land those little body shots. They're not fully having an effect, but he's finding his way in.
Good right hand.
Oh, Michael lands a short little right hand there. Nice left hook from Galvez.
30 seconds left to the round here. That one backed him up. Just enough to get him off balance. Right at the bell. JM's got some funny type of speed.
I think that was not a tough round to score, but there wasn't an awful lot of definitive action in that round, was there? I think John Michael was always going to take the points on that round, but would like to see him find another gear right now.
Well, like I said, once he starts putting 2s, 3s, 4s, you see him throw a few punches.
Once more, ladies and gentlemen, a big thanks to our sponsors, Samson Construction, Advanced Insulation Services, that's right, roofing and renovations, ARL Mechanical, Boston Pizza in Sydney, and of course, Dirty Devil Vodka, who's making its way to Nova Scotia very soon. Bianco starts well behind the jab in the 3rd round.
And I like that jab to the body.
It's one of my favorite punches.
He's got the right body type for it too, and the right style for him to stay on the outside, just pop it all day long. Once the other thing you got to look for Bianco to do is he's going to probably switch up speeds here. And try and lull him.
Exactly, just a little tempo change.
Galvez complaining of a punch to the back of the head. It was more of a forearm to the front of the face, but still. JM pushing Galvez back. Galvez trying to make it a inside fight, but JM has no interest. Pushes him back again. JM keeping him at bay with that jab.
Good performance right now. I think we just watched, you know, Shakur Stevenson, who is without doubt one of the most technically gifted boxers, one of the most intellectual boxers in the game right now. And yet there was, you know, portions of the fans out there that were unhappy with the performance, you know. And I think John Michael can fall into that category at times where he's so good in just nullifying and taking things away that it can, and there's an element of beauty to that.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of fight fans don't want to see that, and obviously a lot of fight fans want to see what we're providing in the main event.
Well,
but there's still beauty and appreciation to be had out of John Michael's performances.
I think that comes with maturity on the fans' part. When I was younger, I was more, you know, I got brought up under 2 generations. First, I saw the Mike Tyson generation. And then I saw the Floyd Mayweather generation. You know, completely opposite things, right? You know, I can't blame Shakur. He boxed well. What'd you want him to do? And it's the same thing with JM here. He might have...
well, he's putting his foot down a little bit now, isn't he?
Might have a few people not like his style, but...
What I like about John Michael Bianco is he can put up the pressure without really changing his demeanor.
Oh, he doesn't get flustered. He definitely has to change the speed here. There you go.
Nice work downstairs by John Michael Bianco to punctuate this 3rd round.
If he can just change the speeds and throw the combinations, he'll be fine. Galvez makes it out of the round again. Still seems determined. We go to the highlights. That body work from JM. Failed at the uppercut, but landed with the overhand.
Well, folks, we are probably 45 minutes, an hour away from main event. maybe less. We're halfway through this contest. We're probably less than that, actually, folks. So what a big fight that is, Manny Montreal.
Here we go.
Round 4 underway here, folks. Bryam Galvez in the black trunks. John Michael Bianco in Santa Claus's shorts.
Galvez quick to backpedal out of there. Did not like what he was receiving there.
Nice work by John Michael Bianco.
And tucks him into the corner. And gives him the business for doing it.
He's stepping it up right now. And look how calm he is on his face. Look how focused he is. Yet the physical aggression has been enhanced.
Like I said, I just need some combinations and a little speed changes. I see Galvez. His mouth seems to be open a little bit. The mouthpiece seems to be hanging on. Stuck in the corner. Bianco just popping a dozen jabs at him there. Big overhand right. Just picking and poking with the jab right now.
Galvez not out of the contest just yet, but he seems to be making his exit.
This is, in my opinion, been the cleanest round for Bianco yet. Just completely one-sided right now. Galvez seems to be, the fight seems to be falling away from him here. Energy levels depleting. If this was a video game, he'd be in the red. Bianco with his hands down, posing a little bit, ate a jab for his effort. Bianco breaking him down here.
Nice jab from Galvez in response. It's been one-way traffic, really. Again, John Michael had
no respect for his opponent. The referee's gonna have to keep an eye on that.
nice body work.
Bianco's looking to try and finish here.
I think one thing John Michael Bianco's good at is closing rounds too. Nice body shot downstairs.
That sounded so beautiful. Go to round 5. We're looking at the highlights here. Bianco's just sneaking in everything he's got.
Still laser focused in the corner with Sean Fulgencio.
The output's different than his last fight.
I think it's a different fight. Completely,
Absolutely.
obviously, a completely different type of challenge.
It's keeping him busier. He has to stay busier. He has no choice. Galvez seems to be summoning his strength.
Galvez still fighting fairly well off the ropes. He hasn't landed much of significance, but he just does land a nice left hook there. Sure, we'll see a rebuttal from Bianco. Right hand by John Michael Bianco.
Back to picking and poking with that jab. Snuck that body shot in, so.
You can hear these shots, folks.
It's going to be a rough morning for Galvez.
Nice uppercut by Bianco. Galvez not happy with some of the shots landed by Bianco, but I don't think anything's been intentional behind the back of the head. Just
his corner was telling him to focus on his own work. His corner definitely not happy with what they're seeing here. Is that an elbow?
Not sure what happened there, Manny. Maybe given some time here by referee Craig Smith. I personally don't feel Galvez really wants to be here at this point, though.
Giving him a warning for an elbow. It was an elbow.
Past the halfway mark in round 5 here, folks.
Could that have egged Galvez on? Summon his spirit, so to speak?
Right hand downstairs to maybe stifle any recent aspirations by Galvez.
And a minute left in the round here. The prospect of 3 more, possibly.
I think Bianco's beginning to sit down on a few more of these shots in these exchanges. But still, Galvez strong, forcing Bianco back momentarily.
Landed more than 1 shot, maybe his best round yet. Bianco answers back quickly, though. He's trying to set him up here. He's got him up on the ropes. That body work, though, the body work. It's everything for me right now.
Golpeo y clinch. Golpeo y clinch, hijo. Cintura, 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 cintura.
Bianco showing off a little bit here. Trying to egg Galvez on. A double shot to the body. We end the round, he's looking good.
I just sent him a text, so
Looking at the highlights here. Bianco going around the arm to hit the ribs. Just picking and poking with the jab.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into the 6th round of a scheduled 8 rounder here, where John Michael Bianco has been largely in control and not without incident.
I'd have to say Galvez seemed to have reinvigorated himself with that little stop, the little break they had for the elbow. But beyond that, I don't see this as a winning fight for him. I don't see a round going in his direction. Bianco just gave us a little smile, trying to egg on the crowd.
A lot of water in the blue corner here. Referee Craig Smith may want to attend to that. John Michael Bianco looking to land a big shot in the red corner here.
Golpeo y clinch. Golpeo y clinch. Golpeo y clinch.
Big shots by John Bianco.
Starting to put the work together. Galvez clinches to survive.
Así va a ser la clase, papá. Golpeo y clinch.
10-minute intermission. 10-minute intermission. 10-minute intermission. Yeah.
That shot to the body hurt him. He's wincing and backing up from that. There's a left hook to the body and it made him fold over just a little there. He's still wincing. I think Bianco has him where he wants him right now. He just needs to put it together. Like I said, I really need to see some 3s and 4s, putting the punches together.
Big shot upstairs by John Bianco, Manny. Can this be the finish?
I think he could if he wanted to here.
Brett Beaton found the finish in similar circumstances. A couple fights ago.
That body shot again.
John Michael Bianco entered the top 40 in the WBC at just 6-0, which is an impressive feat in itself. Managing director of Three Lions Promotions, Daniel Otter, was down at the WBC convention in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, making his case for his fighters with the president of the World Boxing Council, Mauricio Suleiman. It has to be said, from a fan's standpoint, if you want to win a
4-piece from JM there.
Peculiar stoppage or intervention from Craig Smith there, but I was just saying, if you want to win a belt as a fan, if you're a fighter, you'll take any world title, but if you could pick as a fan, you probably pick that green belt, don't you, Manny? Big shots by Bianco in the corner.
JM's smelling a finisher. He's got 15 seconds to try and pull it off. Very tough round for Galvez.
Nice right hand. Ooh, another short right hand by John Michael Bianco. I believe he's looking for that finish. I'm not sure what's going on. I believe we've got a... Are we missing a round here, folks?
North Sydney, to the scorecards we go. All 3 judges are in agreement, scoring about 60-54 for the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still undefeated, John J. Money Bianco.